Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we are going to be taking on Gentle Criminal with only general pool units. No fantasy characters, no limited characters, no Ocean Sun or Araka, just general pool units. So with that said, let's take a look at the team. Here is the team I'm going to be using. The secret to this team is having speed memories galore on the team, and also having that particular memory on Midnight because it gives her evasion and speed. That evasion is going to let her survive a hit that would otherwise kill her when we get towards the end of the climax battle against Gentle Criminal. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this took me quite a few tries to get, so it's not a super consistent team, but if you have these general pool units and you don't have the fantasy characters, or you've been struggling to beat SS difficulty, this team should do it for you. So here we go. As we get into this, I am going to be going with the shortest action skill cooldowns first, which is why I'm going to use Mount Lady's first action skill instead of her second. I do like using her second first if possible because it increases her crit rate, but her first action skill has a cooldown time of 4, whereas her second action skill has a cooldown time of 5. You don't have to worry a ton about crits. If you're lucky, you'll get a few crits, but like normally you'd want to run crit memories, right, to get the most amount of damage. But in this case, you actually want to be faster than Gentle Criminal, so we are not going to be going for crits, we're actually going for speed. That way, in the end, we'll have a faster plus ultra than him when we get down to the plus ultra part or phase of the climax battle. Also, you want more speed because you're going to be able to resist him knocking your character out and switching them out with another character, which is helpful. So we're going to be using both of our plus ultras right here, and I would recommend following my action skill order. It's quite a confusing way to get through the action skills here, and it's not always guaranteed to work for you in the end, but it works out pretty well for me in this run. And this is a pre-recorded run right here because, as I said, this did take me many trial and error runs where I switched out memories, switched out characters, things like that. And so right now we're at 731,000 health. We're going to use both action skills instead of using the plus ultra here in order to raise the plus ultra gauge of the other two characters. And my biggest fear here is like Hawks dying, right? Because look at how low Hawks is. If he gets hit here, he would die before he gets to plus ultra, but luckily he gets to plus ultra. Even though it didn't really matter that much, he did 15,000 damage, but there we go, Hawks is dead. And normally Hawks actually dies by this phase, that's okay. We now need to keep Midnight alive though. Midnight is super beneficial in this climax battle because she does have her stun, she has her charm, and that is going to allow your team to survive a little bit longer and do more damage. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use Midnight's one ability here, and we charmed him and stunned him, which is perfect. And the reason I didn't use All For One's other ability is because I wanted to be able to have these skill chains coming up. So like I said, I would follow my action skill order almost exactly because it is kind of a complicated action skill order. And I tried just doing normal action skill orders like multiple times before this, and it never seemed to quite get me to the end. So yeah, I know it's a little bit convoluted and a little bit weird the way I did this, but it ends up working out. The reason I end up using the action skill and the plus ultra there the way I did is because I knew someone was going to get bound. If you do enough damage, it unbinds that character. So keep that in mind as well on that phase. Now we're in the final phase, going against Gentle Criminal, and I need him to not kill Midnight here. As you can see, Midnight has evasion. These two have a speed memory on them, so All For One's going to get to attack right here as well. But then Gentle Criminal attacks because Midnight is not faster, but that's okay because she has evasion, so we're fine. And then you need Midnight to stun right here. If she doesn't stun, you might be in trouble. That stun is massive, especially because you need to wait for your action skill cooldown times to come up. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through this turn right here. We did actually end up using that. I was going to say, I don't think we ended up using it, but we did end up using that just to give him the heal. So now we got all three of these action skills up. Luckily, he didn't attack Midnight. Mount Lady is like a massively good tank, so you kind of need her for this. But if he attacks Mount Lady instead of Midnight and you're able to keep Midnight alive, that's very helpful. And luckily, he just continues to attack anyone but Midnight, and that's kind of what you need because hopefully Midnight hits the stun right here. I believe she does. Yeah, and whenever she hits that stun, it's just massive because it gives you a turn with like no damage, and that is really nice. And so Midnight is essential to this composition. Hawks, like everybody is essential to this composition, really. You couldn't do it without these characters that you see here. I think we get a stun right here as well, which we do, which is like the stuns are massive, right? And you can see how massive they are, giving us these extra turns to do damage where we don't take damage ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and use this one action skill here. So we have a full skill chain of 3 on the next turn. He is going to be trying to plus ultra us here, so I am a little bit nervous about that, but I'm hoping the burn will finish him if my characters end up dying, which is why I do this skill chain that I do. Unfortunately, it didn't land the burn, but on the same hand, fortunately, I did land the stun, so that kept me alive for that turn, and I get to do these 2 action skills, and he's so close at this point. Like, look at his health, 26,000, but I am still in trouble. And so there I thought he was going to kill Midnight. Luckily, he did not. Like, look at Midnight's health. It's so low. And then right here, he attacks Midnight, but we survive it. And then we use this plus ultra here to stun him and to use the autos to finish him off. I feel like it was a bit of a lucky run. It was tough, but Midnight obviously very, very important to this composition. That was a general pool team. Once again, no fantasy, no limited characters, and boy was that tough. But hopefully that gives you guys a starting place to work on, and to, if you've been trying to beat double S difficulty, helps you out at least a little bit. If you do have fantasy characters, limited characters, I have other Climax battle runs against Gentle Criminal. Go check out those videos. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.